The elections of 1994 brought democracy and peace to our country, or perhaps I should say to the largest part of our country, because in KwaZulu-Natal, the slaughter of human beings continue unabated. Third force activities and divide and rule policies by former governments are perhaps part of the reasons for the low-key civil war in this province. It certainly is not ideology or class. The disturbance of natural divisions of political support through the homeland policy and the banning of the ANC are probably more to the point. But this week we listened to ordinary, salt-of-the-earth South Africans who were terrorised by their neighbours or people from a neighbouring village. They don't want the conflict, and they don't understand why it's happening either. At the end of this week's hearings, one could unfortunately only point fingers at power-hungry and egotistical political leaders and their bloody-minded minions, the warlords.
I heard a loud noise sounding like a machine gun. It was a terrible sound that I couldn't understand. I cried and I went into the children's bedroom. And I said to them, please, we don't have to go out. We were afraid even to peep through the window. We hid ourselves underneath the bed and we kept quiet. We heard when it was just about to be morning that people were talking outside. When I got out, I found many children lying dead on the ground. Their brains were scattered. I didn't know what happened because they were dead.
When I arrived at home, I found that the house had been burnt down at KwaMashu. Our mother had been burnt down completely. She was an ash. And one of the Amabutos, the warriors, said, let me see who's got an axe. And I heard they were chopping down our doors and they got inside. I don't know when Kumbulani died, because at that stage I was hiding. I didn't hide under the bed because I realized that if I hide under the bed, they'll kill me cruelly. So they better kill me standing. So I stood behind the door and I was hiding, and they got inside. They chopped him. They chopped him in his face with an axe or hewlike, and on his chest. They opened up his chest with an axe. My sister's boy was sleeping there. They took this boy outside. And I thought, he's going to say, there's another one hiding on the other bed. He also kept quiet. They said, dress up, let us go. Another one said, no, bring the gun here, let's finish him off right inside the house. The other one said, no, let's take him away, we're going to burn him. And they said, dress up. He got dressed up and was crying. They took him.
Every community occasionally produces a special young leader, and too often in the past, they died too young. In Newcastle in the early 1980s, Slbankulu, known to all as Prof, was such a leader. Mandla Cele was his friend and colleague.
I have to say that we worked with him from 1982. And in 1983, we formed a new organization. It was called Newcastle Youth Organization. Since its beginning, NYO, IFP never wanted anything to do with it. The security branch at that time suspected that it was the wing of the African National Congress.
Because of this, Prof was detained and then charged with treason in the country's last treason trial. He was acquitted. Prof Slbankulu disappeared on November 11, 1992. That evening, he was shot at and chased by what was believed to be policemen. His burnt-out car, with his hacked-up, half-burnt body, was found the next day.
The first thing, I found the car that had been completely bent. Fortunately, there were some remains of the paint.
imoto kaPro.
which showed to me that it was Pro's car.
Okwathi uma sesisondela phakathi
When we got closer inside,
ngathola isidumbu silele eback seat.
I found the body lying at the back seat of the car.
Sasilele sibhekiswe phansi.
It was lying upside down on his stomach.
ikhanda likaPro lalibekwe
His head
ngakwi-petrol tank
was put near the petrol
ukwenza sure
tank
ukuthi kufanele asha ngqo.
to make sure that he would be bent completely.
Eduze kwethu la imoto la yayikhona
Near us, where the car was
kwakunegroup
found,
yamaphoyisa akwaZulu.
there was a group of KwaZulu
Athi nxa
police
esibona
who,
ukuthi
when they saw
yithi
us, that it
abakhona,
was us,
ayehleka kakhulu ezixoxela engazi nanokuthi kwenzekile.
they laughed aloud. They didn't even care about us.